Hello there, this is Coach Sammy33. It is almost time to bid farewell to college football. 25-26 is right around the corner, a little over a week away. Before we get there, though, want to wrap up some things with this year's version of the game. And one of the cool things about the NDL, the history tab, you've got teams, bowls, rivalries. I'm talking about bowls. You can see every bowl, every season, that specific bowl. For example, the Orange Bowl, who played, rivalries, who won every season, awards, All American, season and career best, just a specific team's history or a coach's history. I'll be looking at mine into the video, wrap up what we did in this year's version of the game. But before we get there, there's other things to look at first. First thing that we will point the attention to will be the all ACC team. You can see not anyone on the offensive side of the ball. That's probably not a surprise if you've been watching the videos. It's been a fun season, but offensively, not really a standout player. Just anything that could work. Sometimes the run worked, sometimes it didn't. So pass happy, more pass happy than usual. But some really great seasons by players come off of the reigning Heisman winner, Hampton, who had a great season. Xavier, I got to see him up close and personal, but I've seen what he's done in this season. Just he's been a terror. Cam Ward, no surprise there. Pretty much him and UNC battling it out with their passing attack. Defensively, we do get a nod. Patrick Payton had a lot of sacks for us. The leaders in the nation, not the leader, but he definitely had a great season. And you've got Conrad back in the secondary. So we got one in the front, one in the back. And then we've got the specialist, Holmes. Running back kicks. He had a total of 4, thus he gets the nod there. When you look at ACC season honors, Coach of the Year, El Jefe, no surprise. He made it to the Final Four. Very impressive. Won the Heisman, Phil Maffa. So also no surprise, your Offensive Player of the Year. Patrick Payton, Defensive Player of the Year, actually surprised me. I'll take it. But very surprised to see him get the nod. Now, with that said, let's go a little bit deeper. Let's look at the All-American. So outright All-American, you've got the first team players, you've got the second team players. The crazy thing is Ashton Dempsey, second team for running back, and Phil Maffa, first team for running back. I had to deal with both those guys. Talk about, yeah, we'll call it fun. It was an experience, sure. But the cool thing is Holmes. He made first team All-American special team. Really think that's cool. I'll show you why. By clicking on Holmes, you can see Florida State, their achievements, bowls, the trophies, or just trophies in general, bowl game specific trophies. See that too. Then you can see player awards. I mentioned in an earlier video that Holmes won the Jet Award for the Returner of the Year. You see one of 5 players. So this is season 32 that we just wrapped up, or we're going to wrap up today. 32 seasons, 5 awards for FSU players. So to have one of those is pretty cool. When you go to the All-Americans, you can see that list is a little bit bigger. Some guys made it multiple times. You see Ernie Sims, clearly very good. Made it multiple times. For Marty, man, this makes me feel old seeing some of the names here because these are guys that I saw play at a higher level. Some of them at least. And yeah, you can see Holmes. He's added to the list. So he is one of 14 All-Americans in the history of FSU in the NDL. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. But we can talk about the season. So you can see here it's a little bit harder because the image is smaller because I don't have it zoomed in. But you can see I did not play in season 28, so I missed that. That would have been another version here in this version of NCAA. But you can see college football, 4 seasons of this game. And you can see week or week, season 29, see it up here, Western Michigan. And I think this is pretty cool too, because you can see, we can go in and actually look at the player stats and team stats. I won't because it takes extra time, but you can see got blown out by Army. That was I still remember that game, the wrong button interception, and then an avalanche of momentum shifted on that. You had the game against North Texas, Ball State. So D. Kennedy, one of the better players in the league. I remember that we lost on. Oh man, that was a fun game. That was a fun game. I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure that game I lost on the last play. He scored a touchdown as time expired. Hurtful loss. But we beat Akron. We beat Buffalo. I was kind of sad because I was hoping that Trendon would, still be around, but he was not. I never got a chance to play him. Kent State, Northern Illinois. He putting up some points there. We lose to Vegas. Better players in the league. This is before he got to a power school, so a fun game too. He had a great second half, made some adjustments on defense that really swayed things in the second quarter. Central Michigan get a win there. Eastern Michigan, and then the bowl game, it was a sim loss. We weren't able to get the game in on. Got season 30, New Mexico. So I picked up Western Michigan in season 29, joining the season or the league after the season started. So we go into day 2 of the draft. We go to the Mountain West with New Mexico. You see, things started out good. Akron, when it gets Jackson State, both on the road. First home game, closer one against Georgia Southern. Then we get into some of the conference games, minus the New Mexico State game, won that one. But we beat Fresno State on the road, beat Air Force on the road, and then beat Utah State at home. So things are looking good. Good start to the season, undefeated. But then back-to-back losses, we lose by 3 in overtime to Colorado State. We score first with a field goal, and then he threw a streak. And I was not looking for that. So, yeah, great play call. And the crazy thing is we did not score a touchdown. It might be one of the few times that I could think of that I have not scored a touchdown in the game. Very rare. Lose to Wyoming. Pick 6 at the end of the game. We're trying to go down and tie it. And, yeah, I'll never forget Stone Hand Sanders. It's hard to be mad at him because he had such a good season for us. But a very big drop that, goes from second, and it would have made it third and short to, and possibly a first down, to third and long. So that was quite crazy. Then calling a timeout, then I didn't get the timeout, so that was tough too. Extra 5 yards back on and through a pick. That was returned. San Diego State, that was the big one. Kind of muddled up some stuff in the Mountain West picture with that win. A 10-3 game for a high-powered offense. They had speed. We only could put up points, so it's kind of crazy that we combined to put up 13 points in a game where our offenses is really starred for most of the season. Then we finished strong. Beat Washington State on the road. Get a win against Jeff Daddy at home. White. And then our bowl game. A rematch. Which is very rare. That doesn't happen very often. It was a cup game, I believe. That's why it's not up here. I had to look just to make sure. But we played in the cup. So a rematch of our cup game. And we outlast them 53-37. A lot of points in this one. At second quarter, 44 combined points. Crazy stuff. And a really solid season. It turned into a high pick. And that's it. It took us into season 31. And season 31 was the wheel spin. I was hoping I would be able to get Nebraska. Nebraska was not available. Wasn't really sure what to do. Wanted to take Kentucky, but then I had 2 Kentucky fans behind me. Decided I'd probably skip on Kentucky. One of them will take them. They're bigger fans of the team than I am. And then I'll just, spin the wheel and take whoever. So I put a list of teams on there. It lands on Tulane. And boy, much better than I could have ever expected. So we beat Boise State, Coach Irock. We've got a long rivalry dating back to Madden, dating back to NFL Street, Mario Party, Smash Brothers, you name it. but I get the win in this one. Genty had 2 fumbles in the game, only fumbles of the season. Then we have the debacle at Duke down 35-7. Tried to come back, but ran out of time. That's familiar stuff. But no, we had a rough game there. We lost by 16. And then we got rolling. Beat Maryland at home. Tough game. T-Wade gave me a tough game when I was with Michigan. Not surprised. Outlaw had to outlast him at the end there. That's a really tough finish. And then we get into conference play. A sim game against South Florida. Get a win on the road against UAB, win at home against Rice. North Texas, Drew Baca gave me everything I could have asked for in this game. We had to score 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter and hold defensively with a user pick at the end to hold on and win that one. A win on the road at Charlotte. I think this was the first game post-surgery. Man, you want to talk about trying to play games. Not the easiest thing in the world. But the one thing I did change, I'd say at this point in the season, was the play calling, because then I try to rely more on the play calls as opposed to stick skills, since, that's a little bit hard at the time. Get a win over Charlotte, get a win over Temple, Navy, and then a sim win against Memphis. And then we're in the conference championship game, played against Pat. A very fun game, a very stressful game. ECU defense is really good. Pat's a good play caller on both sides of the ball. Hang on in that one, 36-28. Some big plays by both teams. Man, Hughes had one of those games where he just wasn't going to come out, and just rode him as much as we could. And then San Jose State in the bowl. So a great inning to the season. 37-3 win. And 1 loss on the year, just that Duke loss. So no complaints there. We finished double-digit wins. And we head into season 32. And season 32 was an interesting one. Florida State, a team that I was looking to draft in previous season, but they were picked right before me, and the coach didn't finish the season. So felt kind of sad. I would have been more than happy to beat Florida State, but just forward they may. And things got off to a rough start. Georgia Tech at home. Scores late, 2-point conversion. Defense, too many big plays allowed. Couldn't get an interception on the last drive. We had an opportunity or two, couldn't hold on to them. And they make the plays they have to make. And of all things, too, 4th and 5, a run play, a run call, breaks for a touchdown. And then the 2-point conversion, good. Just no time for us left to make anything happen. They hold on for the win. We struggle on the road against Boston College. We fall behind early 14-0 and try to claw our way back. And then we have to hold on at the end. We win 31-27. And defense, definitely a thing. Boise State on the road. 87 combined points. I don't think in any of the games me and Iraq have played, we put up that many points. And I legitimately had to keep scoring. We laughed about it after the fact. Like, I felt like if I got stopped at any point in the second half, that we were going to lose the game. That's what it felt like. And just, we had the ball last. We had to get a first down, and we came up with a big one. That was huge to be able to ice the game. Beat Cal on the road, 35-10. The crazy game and crazy games, I'll say, in Block 3. SMU, we should have lost this game. And a comeback win that really can't put into words. At Clemson, we were able to get up early, up 2 touchdowns, but we just couldn't extend it to 3 scores. And then once they, ran us all the way down and caught us, then it was a matter of trying to keep up with them. And we were trying to match scores. They scored last. We got stopped on 4th down, a big sack on 4th and 5, preserves the win for Clemson. And then we get on a little bit of a roll. We beat UMass on the road, beat Duke at home. Miami, tough game. That was a game on BBB, so the live stream game. And we were down early, fought our way back, and had a good second half and win. North Carolina, definitely, for me, the game of the season for Florida State. 52-50. I think that's all that needs to be said. We got 2 pick sixes, and defensively, we couldn't stop anything. Just putting it nicely. just trading scores. He eventually got the lead, and then we were able to get a field goal to win it at the end. And then just didn't finish strong down the stretch in the regular season. Get blown out by Notre Dame, that complete control of the game, cut it to 21-7. But we had an opportunity to get off the field on fourth down, had a sack. Hayden couldn't make the tackle, and quarterback hits a wide open guy after the fact. And from there on, their run game was locked in, and they salted it away. Against Florida, we tried to hang, match 14-14. The second quarter was big. They beat us 14-0. A big run and prevent defense right before the half definitely hurt. Got a kick return right after, but they responded with a touchdown, and there were no more points after that. So Big Mike playing good defense. But we do finish out with a win. We get a win in the bowl game, beating Memphis 31-14. Run defense was still pretty bad, but a big second quarter. It's always a quarter that we try to put a stamp on. We won at 21-7, and that helped us get the win and end this year's version of the game on a good note. So when we look at everything, my all-time stats, 221 wins. That does not include this prior season, but you can see dating all the way back to season 8. That was a rough one. 4-8. We're rebound. They rebound at Central Florida, going 6-6. And then from there on, you can see not too many losing seasons. One, to be specific, USC 5-7. Man, that was a rough season. But outside of that, been pretty good. And I'll definitely take the where we're at here cutoff line after season 27. 7-4, taking over Western Michigan. I missed the first initial couple games. Taking over the team. And then New Mexico and Tulane, double-digit wins, 13-1 conference championship. That's my second. It says 1 there, but that's my second. The Southern Miss, Tulsa was a conference championship as well. Florida State will not be, but altogether, not bad. So broke 200 wins in the regular season. This should put me above 230, because if you add the cup, I did get a couple of cup wins in group play, so that altogether should get me at 30 plus the bowl. So the bowl win makes us makes me. I'm the coach, not us. 12-7 in bowl games, 2 conference championships. The cup record, I believe, will stay even. Conference record improved, and then got the 200 point. I was really excited for that because it's a milestone. So happy to see that. And we'll see what 26 holds. Odds are like 99-1 that I'll be staying at Florida State. Who knows? Maybe I'll change my mind. We'll see the ratings and all that good stuff soon. But that was the plan when I picked them. Did enough to stay. We'll look at the coach contract later on before the release of the game, and we'll start looking at some of the good stuff.